Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating philosophy from a culture called the Arekina. And it's all built on one single powerful idea: dynamic balance. What if the key to a good life, everything from how we rest to how we love, isn't about picking one path, but learning to, well, dance between two opposing forces? So, let's start with a question I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. You know that urge to just check out? To escape into a book or a show or just your own daydreams? Is that a sign of weakness? Or maybe, could it be something else entirely? Well, for the Arakana, the answer is all about these two concepts, Nakia and Kasor. Just think of them as two sides of the exact same coin. Nakia is the moon. It's all about softness, retreat, that inner world of dreams. And then you have Kasor. That's the fire, it's strength, direct action, and being engaged with the world around you. And for the Aragana, this is not just some nice abstract idea. This duality of softness and strength, it's the very lens they use to understand life, personality, even their own health. It really is the foundation for everything they do. So, and this is the really crucial part, Nakia and Kasor are not enemies. This isn't good versus evil. A healthy, fulfilling life isn't about choosing one over the other. No, it's about learning the rhythm of the dance between them. Okay, so let's take this idea and apply it to something we all do: escapism. When you zone out for a few hours, is that a sacred retreat for your soul, or is it a dangerous avoidance of reality? Well, according to this philosophy, the answer is it can be both. You know, there's this Arsenia proverb that just captures their perspective perfectly. It really suggests that a wandering mind isn't lost. It's actually on a journey of quiet restoration. There's this deep, deep respect for the power of that inner retreat. So the Arcana completely reframed escapism as this vital, positive act. When it's guided by Nakia, it becomes a kind of sacred ritual. This isn't running away. It's a chosen pause. It's about entering what they call the quiet rivers of the soul, releasing your burdens, and gathering up new energy and creativity. But, and this is a big but, here's where the balance comes in. When that retreat becomes permanent, when you start to neglect your Kasor, they have a name for it: losing the thread. You just start drifting. It's not seen as some moral failure, but as a really dangerous imbalance that cuts you off from your purpose and your strength in the real world. Okay, this is where things get really cool. We can actually see this philosophy come alive. It's literally woven directly into their language, turning simple physical actions into these powerful poetic expressions of strength. Let's just take one verb, tagar. On the surface, it simply means to bounce. It's a word that's just full of life and rhythmic energy. But on its own, it's really just the beginning of the story. And this is where it gets so fascinating. Tagar kinagarinwa, which literally means bouncing in the sit-down, is their word for squatting. But they can add another word, kivata, to make it a strength bounce. Or they can even layer in the philosophy itself with kasor taigarinwa to really emphasize the forceful, fiery nature of the movement. So this all comes together in a phrase you might actually hear during training. Tagar kanekarinwa, flame your kasor. I mean, this isn't just do some squats. It's bounce low and ignite your inner fire. The philosophy is the rallying cry. So, from physical training, let's go to one of the most personal parts of life, love and intimacy. Because this is where that dance between the Kia and Kasora becomes incredibly powerful and, honestly, just beautiful. So, in Arekina intimacy, love isn't just one thing. It's this dynamic flow between the gentle retreat of Nakia and the passionate engagement of Kasor. And we see this perfectly in a scene between two characters, Jaru and Pepi, as they shift the energy from soft tenderness to fiery passion in just a few lines. So the whole interaction begins with Jaru creating this space of pure Nakia. This first line, it's all softness and playful tenderness. And it's not just a cute question, it's a deliberate act of building safety and gentleness into the moment, establishing a foundation of trust before anything else. And he keeps building this Nakia energy with this really affectionate nickname, Pepper Lamb. It's a beautiful, personal phrase that just deepens that feeling of gentle, protective love. He's actively reinforcing the safe space that they're in, connecting her to something innocent and cherished. And this is the pivot. With one simple, confident question, Drew just masterfully introduces the fire of Kasor. You can almost feel the energy in the room shift, right? Moving from purely tender to something much more charged and passionate. He's inviting a new energy in, but only after making sure that Nakia Foundation was absolutely solid.
And Pepe's response? It's the key that unlocks the whole thing. Her simple, breathless yes isn't passive at all. It is an affirmation. She's meeting his strength with her own, completing the circuit and actively participating in that shift. It is a powerful invitation for the full expression of Kasor.
And that affirmation unleashes the culmination of their dance, a moment where that soft Nakia Foundation allows for a powerful and passionate Khazor expression. It's the entire philosophy of balance made real in a single moment. So how do we bring all of this together? Well, the Arakuna see life as a thread that you have to weave. And you can't just use one hand. You need both the softness of Nakia and the strength of Kasor to make anything beautiful.
The whole philosophy can really be distilled into this beautiful, actionable pair of concepts. First, you have Quadvaran. Know when to step away, to retreat, to honor your need for rest and dreams. And second, you have Quidvaros. Know when to return, to engage your strength, and to act in the world.
So ultimately, this isn't about following some rigid set of rules. The real wisdom is all in the timing, in developing the intuition to know when your soul needs to wander and heal, and when it's time to come back and weave your thread into the fabric of reality. And that, of course, brings us back to ourselves. Looking at your own life, right now, what does your balance look like? Where could you use a little more gentle retreat? A little more of that Nakia? And where is it time to engage, to act with purpose, and to really flame your Kasor?